So we finna clock this tea right here. Renee, since you want to stay keeping up, we finna talk about some real tea. Your brother over there paying people to put hits out. He over there paying people to put hits out. And running off with his money, and it's getting back to me. So now I'm finna send the feds over there to y'all empire. See, you had the right today, ho. You keep playing with me, I'm finna tear y'all empire down. Next, we gonna talk about Miss Carol. You big mouth. Will, I want you to talk. Don't be scared now. No Diddy, huh? You scared now, huh? I know y'all on them tapes. Freaky. I know you is. 10 churn have. It's time to show them churns now. I ain't gonna let off you. You should have been shut this big mouth hole up. You know it. You know it. Sip me a fruit bat. You know what I like. Coconut water hole. Whole one.
Tia Kemp just dropped a full-blown nuke on the internet and it's spinning completely out of control. She posted a wild pic of Rick Ross caught in a very compromising position getting his cheeks clapped by someone allegedly from the US Ranch.
Nobody want to see it. Nobody don't care to see the Jets no more. You running out of hoes now. Go over there and get Diddy a hug. Go ride the bike with him, you fat. You know what time it is. Prom time. You ain't sent the motherfucking message since December 9th, you big bag.
Now the internet's losing its damn mind, and this ain't just random. Tia been hinting for months that she had something crazy on Ross, and now she finally smashed that upload button. People may call Tia unpredictable, but one thing about her, she don't play when it's payback time. And Ross, he learning that the hard way. And here's the kicker, that pic ain't even the worst part. Tia's foot is glued to the gas, and if you know how she rolls, she never pulls up empty-handed. Now she's claiming she got full-on videos, not whispers or rumors, actual footage of Rick and his alleged trans girlfriend getting into some real spicy action. And guess who else allegedly makes an appearance? Yup, Daddy himself. But wait, it gets nastier. Tia ain't stopping there. She's now saying Rick wasn't just messing around. She claims he was actively helping Daddy cover for certain folks behind the scenes, making sure the real dirt stayed buried. According to her, Ross was part of the silent cleanup crew, keeping mouths shut and secrets sealed tight. And she ain't just talking wild. Tia came with backup, screenshots, dates, files, the whole folder, like she's building a court case. At this point, this ain't even gossip anymore. It's looking like a full-on expose ready to blow. Let's break it all down because this rabbit hole goes deep. One thing about Tia, she ain't giving Ross a single breath. Every time he tries to come up for air, she's on his neck, and now she's gone straight for the throat. What's wild is these two used to be real close, like baby mama, real love, crazy chemistry type close. Back then, they both had loud mouths and wild energy. Rick used to clap back just as fast as she dished it. Their drama was toxic, but they were in sync. It could have worked until it all went left. And now, Rick Ross is in deep water and Tia ain't holding back. She just confirmed what she's been dropping hints about forever. Ross been living life on the low, and she's saying he's into men. Not as a diss, not as shade, she's calling it cold truth and daring him to deny it. Normally, Ross would be online in seconds calling her bitter, claiming baby mama drama. But this time, silence. And that silence got folks really talking. Why? Because Tia didn't just make a bold claim. She says she got receipts, full-on videos, texts, evidence that Rick's been out here living a double life while keeping that polished ladies' man image front and center. According to her, all them red carpet dates and flirty moments, a whole smokescreen. She says Ross been running this game for years, always showing up with baddies on his arm to throw folks off, but hiding what he's really into. But here's where it gets even crazier. Tia's now saying Ross don't just mess with men. She claims he's had a long-running obsession with trans women. She ain't whispering it either. She laying out the whole thing step by step. According to Tia, Ross is chasing a certain type women who transition from male to female because it's his way of living his truth and still keeping his public image in check. She says it's like having both sides, being with who he really wants while dodging the spotlight and questions from the public. That's what she's putting out there.
So we finna clock this tea right here. Renee, since you want to stay keeping up, we finna talk about some real tea. Your brother over there paying people to put hits out. He over there paying people to put hits out. and running off with his money, and it's getting back to me. So now I'm finna send the feds over there to y'all mother empire. See, you had the right today, ho. You keep playing with me, I'm finna tear y'all mother empire down. Next, we gonna talk about Miss Carol murder.
Now here's where things go from messy to insane. Tia claims Ross hasn't even been hiding it. According to her, he's been out here parading some of these women right under our noses at events. On his IG, red carpet flicks, and nobody ever clocked it because everyone just assumed they were his usual lady friends.
You keep playing with me, I'm finna tear y'all motherfucking empire down. Next, we gonna talk about Miss Carol. Y'all know who Miss Carol is. You know that's behind your brother. I'm finna make sure her family sue y'all whole estate, cause that case is not closed. You know the lady that was leaving from my mama's house getting her hair done that time, and it's behind your brother and his drama. You know that.
But Tia's saying some of those baddies Rick's been flashing might not be who people think they are. And she swears this ain't no recent thing that's been going down for a minute.
About the man who was in front of Black House? Okay. We finna dig up a whole bunch of motherfucking maggots right now, ho. I'm not finna play with you Ozempic. I'm finna finish y'all motherfuckers. Watch this.
Now, when Tia dropped that part, some folks felt like she might have crossed a line, even sounded a little transphobic with how she said it. But if you know Tia, you know she don't care who's offended when she's got smoke to deliver. Her goal? Straight up humiliation. And judging by how the internet's eating this up, she might be getting exactly what she wanted. But hold up, this ain't her first round of shots. Tia been throwing shade at Rick for a while. She was one of the first to publicly suggest Ross and Daddy might have had something going on behind the scenes long before it became a hot topic. And just to turn up the heat, Tia once hopped on IG Live and claimed Rick tried to have her handled after things got ugly between them behind closed doors. She said they had a major blow up, and after that, she started feeling unsafe. That's when the floodgates opened, the accusations came rolling out, and it's been pure chaos ever since. Then boom, she drops another bomb. And this one, straight deadly. Tia says Ross didn't just come at her with words, she claims he actually paid folks to take her out. Yeah, you heard that right. But according to her, the whole thing backfired. Instead of doing the job, the same people he supposedly hired turned around, showed her the cash, and gave her the heads up. Now, this ain't just some online beef, this hits deep. Tia's not just an ex, she's the mother of Rick Ross's child. Which means this whole situation is way bigger than clout or gossip. This is personal.
You big mouth. Will, I want you to talk. Don't be scared now. No Diddy, huh? You scared now, huh? I know y'all on them tapes. Freaky. I know you is. 10 churn have. It's time to show them churns now. I ain't gonna let off you. You should have been shut this big mouth hole up. You know it. You know it. Sip your fruit back. You know what I like. Coconut water hole. Whole one.
Their history is long, public, and full of ups and downs.
Nobody want to see it. Nobody don't care to see the Jets no more. You running out of hoes now. Go over there and get Diddy a hug. Go ride the bike with him, you fat. You know what time it is. Prom time. You ain't sent a motherfucking message since December 9th, you big bag.
But everything flipped the second Tia made that deadly serious claim. That was her breaking point. She said she was done playing nice and started yanking skeletons straight out of Rick Ross's closet. Before that, it was just slick jabs and shady little shots. But after that alleged hit plot, she went full savage. Tia made it her mission to tear down every dark secret she's been sitting on, and she didn't hold back. She even pushed things further by tying Rick to some heavy stuff, like real serious. One case involved a woman named Miss Carol, who Tia says died under weird circumstances on her way home. Another involved a man who was allegedly shot right outside a property she called the Black House. And the craziest part, Tia says at least one of those cases is still under investigation. That alone had the internet shook, because if she's telling the truth, this isn't old drama, this is still live, and maybe even more dangerous than anyone thought. Now the internet's completely split. Some think Tia's just a bitter ex going out with one last bang. But others, they're starting to believe her, especially since Rick hasn't hit back with a lawsuit. You know celebs usually fire off defamation suits in a heartbeat, but Ross, quiet. That silence is loud, and it's making people ask if she's lying. Why hasn't he lawyered up? And here's where things get messier. Some folks are side-eyeing Tia now, wondering if she was part of this mess the whole time. Like, if she knew all this dirt back then, why was she silent? Why did she only start airing things out after Rick supposedly turned on her? Still, since May, Tia's been dropping claims that are just too wild to ignore. The biggest bomb? That Miss Carol's death, the same woman she mentioned, is still on law enforcement's radar. And that makes this way bigger than social media tea, but she didn't stop there. Tia took it all the way, claiming Rick Ross wasn't just friends with Daddy. She said he was allegedly one of Daddy's personal concubines. Yep, she said that. And she swears this ain't no rumor. She says there are actual tapes. According to her, when the feds raided Ross's home last year, they didn't leave empty-handed. She claims they found multiple tapes, not one, not two, but a whole collection of Ross caught up in all kinds of compromising situations. And the way Tia puts it, Ross wasn't some background extra, nah. He was front and center, fully involved. Multiple tapes, multiple scenes. But here's where things really spin out. Tia claims Daddy allegedly tried to flip those tapes to the feds. Yeah, according to her, he offered the footage in exchange for a lighter sentence. Remember all them whispers about Daddy snitching to save himself? Well, Tia just co-signed them, at least in her version of the story. She says Daddy was ready to play his hand, flipping those tapes like poker chips, sacrificing anyone he had to. And yep, Rick Ross was allegedly one of the names on the table. But get this, Tia says Ross caught a break, a real lucky one. Because when it came down to it, the feds had bigger fish to fry. That's the only reason he might have slipped through the cracks. But don't get it twisted. Tia says just cause his name ain't front page news in the court docs don't mean he's in the clear. According to her, Ross is still on the radar. The feds are just busy with top-tier targets for now. And here's the twist: fans are doing some digging of their own. Social media's gone detective mode. Folks are going through Ross lyrics like forensic experts, trying to connect dots. And what they're finding, kinda wild. Some say Ross been dropping hints for years, breadcrumbing his truths in plain sight. One track in particular lit a fire. You know the one. It had folks heated because of that bar. Put Molly in her champagne. She ain't even know it. I took her home and I enjoyed that. She ain't even know it. That line? Nah, people weren't having it. The backlash was instant. Fans and critics went off, accusing him of glorifying something serious and not okay. The fallout? Massive. Ross lost his Reebok deal behind that one line. Even die-hard fans started turning away. The internet dragged him for weeks. And the pressure? Intense. He eventually had to issue a public apology, saying, "I don't condone that behavior." Apologies for the lyric being interpreted that way. "I'm an artist, a father, a brother. I'd never promote harm." But honestly, a lot of folks weren't buying it. That moment stuck to him like glue, and now, with all of Tia's claims resurfacing, people are revisiting it through a whole new lens. Suddenly, past lyrics are starting to look like confessions, and the whole picture's turning darker. And now we're back to the chaos Tia kicked up, especially the part about Ross and his alleged obsession with trans women. Right after she aired that out, guess who jumped into the mix? 50 Cent. And he didn't pull any punches. 50 backed Tia up, claiming both Rick Ross and Daddy allegedly hooked up with the same trans woman. Yep, according to 50, they were both caught up in the same situation at the same time. Now 50 jumping in? That ain't shocking. He's had long-standing beef with both Ross and Daddy. His feud with Ross supposedly started over something as petty as a dirty look, but it escalated fast. By 2012, things got physical. We're talking real tension backstage at the Bet Hip Hop Awards. And with Daddy, that beef runs deep, both on the business side and the personal. 50's been clowning him for years. And ever since his bad boy days, 50's been gunning for Daddy. The moment he cut TIs with the label, it was on. Whether it's shots at Daddy's business moves, his image, or how he operates behind the scenes, 50 Cent never misses a chance to throw shade.so. When Tia's claims went viral, 50 wasted zero time. He pulled out what he called receipts, or at least his version of them, and posted a pic to Instagram showing Ross and Daddy standing real close, like nose to nose close. The caption? Wild. The whole internet lit up and fans were locked in, but 50 wasn't done. Nah, he kept the heat coming. He followed that up with another pic. This time Daddy was hugging Steve Stout, who just happened to be wearing a bright pink shirt. The pose? A little too cozy. 50 captioned it, "I ain't say nothing, but something ain't right, even." Though he deleted the post later, it was too late. Screenshots had already gone viral, and the comment section? Absolute chaos. Now, let's be clear, this ain't new for 50. He's been throwing slick shots like this for years, dropping not so subtle hints about Daddy's lifestyle, and fans have definitely been paying attention. And of course, Rick Ross got dragged back into it too. 50 brought up that infamous bar from Ross' old track, you know the one. Put Molly in her champagne, she ain't even know it. Yeah, that lyric. The one that cost Ross his Reebok deal and had people accusing him of promoting something way out of bounds. 50 posted that line right next to a pic of Daddy and Ross looking way too comfortable. And he threw in the caption, "What the F?" At that point, it was clear he wasn't just trolling, he was doubling down hard. And fans, they ran with it. Then just when folks thought it couldn't go any further, boom, a 2018 interview clip popped back up online. In it, a man claimed he used to be part of private parties with Daddy and some big-name celebs, including Rick Ross. The dude straight up said he saw things that made him uncomfortable and even alleged that being around those circles messed with his health. He claimed he caught something and pointed the finger directly at his time spent with Daddy. And Ross, that clip spread fast, like wildfire. And suddenly, the pile of allegations started looking less like rumors and more like a full-blown pattern. Now look, Rick Ross has been linked to Daddy in shady situations before. But with Tia's new bombshells, especially about secret hookups and leaked footage, this whole saga just flipped on its head. She's talking about dropping actual videos, not rumors. Not hearsay footage of Ross with his alleged trans partner. And from the way she's hyping it, it doesn't sound like she's bluffing. If those clips drop, it could be game over. Ross might find a whole new wave of enemies coming for that polished image he's worked so hard to keep. Tia's been warning him for months, and from the way she's moving, she's just about to hit play. But let's be real, Rick Ross isn't the type to sit quiet forever. If history's taught us anything, he's already plotting a major clapback. This ain't just gossip anymore, it's a full-on war, and it's unfolding live for the world to see. So don't blink. Because this drama is far from finished, what Tia just lit up might explode into something way bigger. More names, more videos, more dirty secrets. It's all in motion now. And if you thought this was wild, click the next video. It's packed with even more jaw-dropping twists and straight-up explosive receipts. You don't want to miss it.